Namaste and welcome to the Essence of Knowledge weekly meeting, which is a part of the Essence of Knowledge program. It is available online and free for all the seekers of knowledge. So in these meetings, I try to answer questions of the participants of the program, and we conduct some activities of the program here. So as usual, all questions are most welcome, if any. Radha has a question. Sometimes I feel it's easy to convince self that I'm doing only what's necessary and in staying awareness. But how can we observe this without any bias? There is a way to know whether you are doing something necessary or unnecessary, and the unnecessary mostly causes suffering. That is one way to find out. And loss of awareness causes unnecessary, and then again it causes suffering. And there can be some exceptions like entertainment and all. It depends on the person or the seeker. Some people will consider entertainment necessary because without it life is very boring. But accept these somewhat subjective activities. Suffering is a good indication of loss of awareness and dropping back into the unnecessary activities. And you can also guess it by seeing your progress. The progress as we have outlined in step number 5. If there is no progress towards the higher activities, so-called higher, well-balanced, you can guess that the same thing is being repeated. There is repetition of the old, and that indicates less awareness and doing the unnecessary, which is the repetition only. Repetition of something which is not contributing to your progress, which is causing either stagnation, spiritual blocks, or it causes suffering. So slowly we come to know what is happening, and with time, with practice, you will become a master of it. You will come to know even before if anything unnecessary is going to happen right now, and the suffering is a good indication. So there is a article on Wise Words about indicators of progress. Because we are talking about progress, this is not strictly the path of knowledge. This is the practice part, because usually I say there is no progress on path of knowledge, which means there is no progressive path to the knowledge. But after that, if you are doing something, some activity like practices or purification, and the progress is in that context. So there is that article which shows some ways to find out if there is enough awareness, if you're dropping the unnecessary. So many people ask this thing, how do I know whether my practice is working? Am I really staying in awareness, or this is the mind pretending to remain in awareness? Is it only intellectual awareness? People ask these questions. And actually the sweetness of awareness is so much that there need not be any confusion about it. If there is no sweetness in awareness, probably something is wrong. And if you are in awareness, slowly, and the unnecessary will drop. I'm saying slowly because yes, it has a little bit of momentum, habitual things. So the life will not change quickly. Sometimes it will, not for all. And then you need to simply let it marinate. Marinate is a good word. So this article shows you what cannot be called the science of progress also. That is very useful. So if all that things are happening and the person thinks or the seeker thinks that this is my progress, then it is a delusion of some kind. Progress is very blissful experience. I am not saying it is happiness 24/7. No, it will be up and down, but that background of bliss will be present. So you can use this guide, and when you reach step number 5, you will be given proper tools for evaluation. And step number 6, you will be given some solutions if anything is stopping the awareness, so on. Aditya's question. I sometimes have doubt that what if brain produces consciousness and we might have missed something. But when I contemplate upon it, I cannot justify this. But then why neuroscientists who are very intelligent don't recognize the truth? It is very interesting. So my suggestion is to go into the depth of this belief. It is only a belief or a theory, and there is no evidence for it. That much is clear. Even neuroscientists know that. They recognize this thing surely, that the explanation is not satisfactory. And any neuroscientist or psychologist or anybody, materialist, will say that it is a theory or a hypothesis, not a proven fact. That much they agree upon. Any intelligent person will say. But however, it is a valid theory. Depending on the philosophy of materialism, this is the only possibility. The base for this is materialism, not science or neuroscience. Neuroscience is very limited in their scope. They study the nervous system, that's all. And they do not even talk about consciousness and so on. There is no definition of consciousness also in science. This is very strange. They do not define consciousness. In materialism, there is no proper definition of consciousness. So they take it as a waking state. If the experiences are happening, and if the subject, that means the person, is reporting that I am getting the experience, they say it is conscious. That's all. One thing is clear, that is not their field of research. And they construct a working theory and proceed with the neuroscience properly. It is not that they are not intelligent, they are too stupid. They don't have any alternative, depending on what philosophy they follow, depending on their job profile. It is amazing. What happens is, the popular media, the newspapers, TV and magazines and internet websites, they think that this theory is the truth. They do not have that much intelligence to see the difference between some theory, guesswork, hypothesis and truth. They do not have this kind of discrimination or discretion. Whatever people think comes from media mostly, and the media is not a good source of knowledge. So people blindly believe it. When you ask how it is produced, what is the definition of it, you will hear only silence, because they are simply repeating whatever they heard somewhere in popular media somewhere, videos, books. Nobody really knows. What do we need here? We need a good definition of consciousness, which is not there in the entire Western civilization. They have not defined this. It was defined once upon a time, but now it is not there. Materialism has completely destroyed this knowledge. Second thing, you need to find a real mechanism of production of it, which is missing. What the brain produces is electricity and heat and information, and that's all. The end product is also electricity and information. So the chain of causes does not give you anything called consciousness. If you follow the chain of cause and effect in the nervous system, it does not produce something called consciousness. So materialism says very clearly that effect of physical phenomena will always be physical. There is no magical possibility of it getting converted into mental. So the argument that is given is, one day we'll find out how that happens. This is called promissory materialism. So it is not really true that neuroscientists know something. It is not true. It is a blind belief in the public, not even in the scientists or neuroscientists. They do not believe this. They propose theories, that's all. And they recognize the limitation of materialism. These are called lower grade scientists. They have studied books, they have done their research, they have a degree, and they repeat the books. They are called science workers actually. They work for science, for money. But there are some second grade and first grade scientists who have recognized the fundamental nature of whatever they call consciousness. Everybody will define their own. So, top scientists actually recognize the truth that any spiritual person knows by default. And you can study. You can go and check what they say. Even top neuroscientists will say that. So, Einstein, Schrodinger, Niels Bohr, Tesla. Who are these people? Not ordinary neuroscientists. They are the highest of the high, cream of the cream scientists. They say this, that it is fundamental. They also define it. What do they define it as? Consciousness, existence itself. Same way we do. There is no conflict there. There is no difference of opinion among scientists and non-dualists. So this is very interesting. If anybody wants to go into the depth of what people say, ordinary people on the street people, you will find that it is completely garbage. They don't know really. And nobody wants to say, I don't know. Because it is a matter of reputation. What kind of neuroscientist you are, people will say. You don't know this thing. So they simply repeat. Sometimes just to avoid questions, the scientists will say, this is our belief currently that this is the case. And we don't have any other evidence. What produces it? We don't have that evidence. We assume that the nervous system or anything which has electricity will produce consciousness. Because there are organisms without nervous system, like single-celled or plants or starfish or something like this, you see. They act conscious. Their actions are very, very similar to other animals. In materialism, at least, there is no real explanation of anything. But science is not materialism, fortunately. So the higher you go in the hierarchy of scientists, the more non-dualist scientists becomes. Some become idealist. We are talking about the top scientists, not these workers who work for money, who studied science in their school, college. They don't count. Their opinion is simply repetition. And usually people pick up these things. Only those who study in depth, they reach the highest kind of scientist who is more or less a guru. They are equal to gurus. And there you will find the truth. So not all scientists, this is called gross generalization. Even not all neuroscientists agree about this thing. And the situation is so bad that consciousness is a remote thing. If you ask a neuroscientist, how is the perception of color, let us say red color, produced? So they will say, the light is of red color. They don't know the physics also. So they say, the light is of red color. It hits your eye. The eye converts it into a signal. And in the brain, this region starts firing and that shows red. So very childish, almost like a caveman. This explanation is given. There is no real causation that is happening. Only in the department of physics, they recognize that light does not have a color. It is a vibration with certain frequency and energy, that's all. Whatever happens in the brain is not red. It is also some kind of signal. So at which stage and the signal becomes red? That is not possible, isn't it? It is not possible using cause and effect. Then there is another theory that it correlates with the color red. And this much can be seen. There is evidence for that. Certain kind of neural activity will correlate with the experience of red color. Remember, we are not talking about consciousness here. They don't know what it is. There is no definition of it. That's why we have completely removed this word from our program. So even this simple explanation is not possible using neuroscience. Then people also recognize not all scientists and probably 99.9% of people They don't recognize that correlation is not causation. Then we come to non-dualism, where the proper theory is given. Remember, it is also a theory. In non-dualism, also there is a theory that and the cause is beyond physical and mental, which causes both. And the sensation of red and neural activity. A common thing causes both. Since one thing is causing two activities, two events, they will always be together. This explanation is much better. What is that one thing which is causing both? Now, here there is some truth. It is infinite potential, which is simply being limited. That's all it is. That's all the scientists found. Now, another question. What is this infinite potential? Why is it doing that? And again, we have the evidence for that. We have the final truth. It is you. That you can be called consciousness. But obviously, nobody will agree with this. So we remove that word, and that you is now experiencer or existence itself. So everybody is encouraged to dig deeper. Don't go only shallow. Just dive into it. You will see how much ignorance there is in this world. I collected some quotations from major scientists some time ago. It was published in our wiki. These are the quotes from great scientists which I collected. Everybody should verify whether these quotes are real or not. And you will see that they are not materialist people. And they are top class. They are not general neuroscience scientist who is earning his bread and butter. And they are bound to repeat whatever is written in some book by somebody else. They have never done this any kind of original research on what is consciousness. We cannot expect these people to know anything. And surely we do not expect the people on street to know anything. They will believe whatever is told to them. They are blind believers. Whatever is told, they believe it. So shallow knowledge is a problem, very big problem. A seeker is the one who goes to the depth. So when you reach the last, what do you find? You can call it me, you can call it I, you can call it existence, whatever you want. There is nothing there which can be known. There are no processes, no why, no cause, no effect. And these do not come under the subject or under the field of sciences. These things, the study of what is, comes under philosophy. As the scientist progresses, they are also like seekers. They are seeking. So assuming that they are not doing it only for money or for something else, small achievements, they love knowledge, let us say. Then they will dig. Then a scientist from science worker or teacher becomes a true researcher. They research, they set up experiments, and they find out. And then they become a master. What do they find? Same thing that you found, that a seeker found. And then they become a guru. There is no difference between the highest kind of scientist and a guru. So whomever is saying in this page, this link that I have given, they are actually gurus. They have realized the truth. The stamp of scientist is still there on their name because their contribution to the science is very great. Otherwise, they are actual seekers. Search for truth can start similarly. Let me find out something which causes this and causes that, and who am I, and so on. You come from any path, materialism or idealism or whatever, non-dualism. If you dig deeper, and all paths will merge to one thing, because there can be only one truth. All of them will start sounding the same. Same thing happens to the occult path, because I've studied science, yes, and I've studied occult also. This is very interesting because science is an offshoot of occult. Occult was the real science in the old age. Then materialism took over because it is more effective, isn't it? It is very easy. The results are instantly given there, but it is very limited, but it is successful. So the occult became really occult. It got hidden somewhere. But the occult people also reached the same conclusion which the non-dual people reach. How to reach the same thing through occult? Yes, you will need to dive deeper there. You will need to approach a proper guru of occult. Then there is some hope of finding something. What people do is they read from here and there, they listen to one line from this person, that, and another line from some other place, and they think, I know everything now. No. Seeking is a full-time job. It is not easy. Simply contemplation will not give you any answers. You need experience also. You see, direct experience. You cannot contemplate on what people are saying. That is why there is no certainty in your contemplation. That is why you are asking, why can't they recognize the truth? You have not found out what they are doing, isn't it? They are not trying to find the truth. It is not their path. They are not interested in that, mostly. Those who are interested, they find, and they find only one thing, which you found already. Before you find the truth, you need to find the guru. Otherwise, you will keep searching for whole of your life. This is the proper path. I can read one very interesting quote by Schrodinger. Consciousness cannot be accounted for in physical terms, for consciousness is absolutely fundamental. It cannot be accounted for in terms of anything else. You see, we are not talking about an ordinary neuroscientist here, which is very, very narrow field. And this person is very big scientist. And he's saying, I am very astonished that the scientific picture of the real world around me is deficient. It gives a lot of factual information, puts all our experience in a magnificently consistent order. But it is ghastly silent about all and the sundry that is really near to our heart. That really matters to us. It cannot tell us a word about red and blue, bitter and sweet, physical pain, physical delight. It knows nothing of the beautiful and ugly, good or bad, God and eternity. So he's talking like a guru. And he is not criticizing science because he himself is a scientist. So he is simply pointing the limitation of that. It is a system of blind beliefs only. Science. It is just another system of blind beliefs. You see, it is useful. Therefore, it is more important for ordinary people. And then whatever they say becomes the truth. Spirituality is not useful, as you know. It is useless for your daily life. So nobody worries about what is true there. Anyhow, I've given the necessary pointers to how to handle popular opinion. It is not knowledge. Only your own experience and your own intellect is the source of knowledge, and the guru helps in getting it. And it does not matter who says what. Even Schrodinger, you can ignore him. You find out your own truth. It is only one. It is very simple. It takes only 1 hour. No degrees, no experiments. Arvind is asking, can we have hints of astral experiences in dreams? Yes, it is possible. Astral experience will be simply a very, very clear dream. It will look like a waking state, almost waking state. It does not mean the experience will be of waking state, your house and your body and everybody else. No, it is possible, but it's rarely like that. Its quality of reality will be of waking state. Sometimes the dream becomes astral experience and then it turns back into dream. It gets mixed with the dreams and then it is forgotten. It is very natural. The only parameter here is intensity of awareness. If the awareness is very intense, all of your dreams will become non-physical experiences of non-physical memory. If the awareness is very intense, you won't call them dreams. If the awareness is hyper intense, 100%, then the waking state becomes dream. But you will not call it dream, you will call it physical experience. And then all the differences between all the experiences of different kinds will disappear. This is the power of practice of awareness. That is called the Turiya state or the fourth state. Then you can call all experience with using one word. One word is enough to describe everything. You can call everything waking. Everything as waking because you are awake. What is awake there? You. So you can use one word that the differences have disappeared. Or you can call everything dream because yes, it is all false. It is all illusion. And there is no difference between waking, dreaming, projecting, death, after death, before birth. This is all memory only. You are experiencing various types of memories and they are being experienced as illusions. That's all. In waking state is taken as real because the dream state is very contrasting. There is no awareness there. When your practice becomes good, then the awareness is present in the dream state and the dreams will look like real, although you will know that it cannot be real. As you progress more, the non-physical states of the mind will come in picture and you will call them real because the intensity of awareness is so much, just like in waking state. And then when all the differences they disappear, you will again call them dream because now the awareness is too much. Those who are interested in practicing awareness, if you continue lifelong, you will get this kind of experiences. And it is also a sign of progress. Although occasional accidental experiences, astral or lucid dream or non-physical or the Akashic memory and so on. Now, these experiences can happen accidentally because it is very natural. It can appear, anything can appear here. So sometimes they are taken as signs of progress, which is okay, which is fine, no problem. So when you can do this at your will, whenever you want, you are in a particular kind of state, then we call it real progress. It will take very long time, many years. Aditya is asking, can you give me some idea of what Tantra Marg is? Because all I have heard about is corrupted. It is study of the illusion, study of whatever appears. That's all it is. Also, application of what you found there. You can use it for your benefit. A seeker will use it to progress, to remove all the hurdles they have on their path, to fulfill their desires and for spiritual evolution. It is experimental field where you experiment on the illusion. That is what it is. There are many kinds of it, but usually people know only two kinds. The first one is white or the good, ethical. The second is black magic, which is not good, which is harmful. Although the occult field itself will not do this kind of classification, it totally depends on the use of techniques. So what we are teaching is not white or black. We are teaching something which is called independent tantra. Independent occult. It is focused on building your own abilities. We study the illusion while fully knowing that it is illusion. We know the truth. Then we knowingly study the illusion and we utilize it. We do not utilize whatever is present in the illusion to get what we want. We do our own progress. We utilize it by improving our abilities. So it is a greater science, you can say. Physical science is a part of this thing, Tantra. So we are utilizing physical sciences to make our life comfortable, even to gain knowledge. You see, we are teaching it through technology. So same way, you can utilize the occult knowledge for living a comfortable life, fulfilling all the desires and progress on the path. That is what we are teaching. Why else will anybody want the other kind? We don't know, because you know that there can be good and bad applications of all knowledge. It is possible to use it and it is also possible to misuse it. So we do not make this distinction actually. And like science, we do the research. So even if you don't want to use it, it is still very interesting. What is there in this existence? There is the experience, which is illusion. There is the experiencer, which is not seen, not known, isn't it? Even the illusion is not known. That is another thing. But there is illusion of knowledge there. It is useful sometimes. So we do it. Those who are interested, they take up this path. And yes, if you hear about it from somewhere else, it will be always corrupted. Why is that? Because unlike physical science or physical tantra, which was called natural philosophy in old days. So I was saying, if you hear it from other people, you will get only superficial knowledge, and it will be always the cheap kind of knowledge which is popular. So why is that? Because unlike the physical science, it is all kept hidden. The meaning of the word occult is that which is hidden, occluded. So everywhere, and not only in Eastern countries, Western countries also, it is all hidden. It is not given to people. Why is that? Because it is dangerous, yes. It is very dangerous. Just like other technologies that are not given to people. Because people are not really ethical human beings. They are all selfish. All of them, including seekers. So it is given only to those who absolutely need it. So let us not make any judgments who is best and who is not good and so on, you see. If they don't need it, it is not given. Whatever is given is really only starting thing, ABCD of Tantra. That is what we have done in Tantra Bodhi. It is given to some people and it is just introduction. And it is simply clearing of ignorance about Tantra. Educational, informative program which gives you little bit of overview. And we do teach some techniques there, but the chances of success are almost zero. Almost zero. So far, those who have done this program, they got a lot of knowledge. Their questions are no more questions about illusion. But I don't think anybody developed any kind of ability. There are some exceptions, which means they have already practiced it in the past. They show a little bit of ability. That's all. 2, 3, 4. So only these many students. Probably there are more because they don't tell, isn't it? The first rule of Tantra is that you keep it secret. You don't tell it. So there can be more hidden talents. But usually we simply focus on knowledge part or information part, not on superpowers. That's what people want. We all know why they want it. Anyway, this is the short introduction. Be very clear about from whom you get the information. And the worst possible source of information is people, ordinary people. That is the worst source of knowledge. Who are these ordinary people? Obviously, you are not going to ask somebody on the street. Those who appear on your TV, who produce the entertainment for you, movies and so on. And people who make videos, people who write sensational books for money to sell them. All these people are ordinary people. They are the worst source of knowledge. So who is the best source? Obviously, your own experience. But you cannot start yourself. Experience is happening right now, but it is useless. So the only person you can depend on is somebody who has already mastered these things. Master of Tantra. And you will find thousands of gurus who teach non-dualism and path of knowledge and so on. But it will be almost impossible to find somebody who teaches Tantra. They are doing the same thing which we are doing here. They provide some kind of information. It is not that there are no tantrics. There are. But the rule is that you don't tell it. If you already have abilities, you don't tell it. There are many reasons for that. You do not teach it. So that is why it is all corrupted, it is all destroyed, and it is all hidden. There is no real Tantra. According to me, it is my opinion, in the physical world. But there is something in non-physical. For the time being, it was shifted to non-physical. And if you are an old seeker, very old, thousands of years old, then you will be entertained. You will be given some chance in the non-physical because you are so experienced, you will easily reach non-physical. You will be able to connect to the gurus there. And if they think you deserve it, they will teach you something. Teaching will not be theory, will not be words. It will be only practice. It is all experimental. There is no need of theory there. It is useless. It is all experimental. So it is shown, not told. What are we doing on the Tantra Bodhi? Words only. Nothing is shown. So very difficult. Anyhow, I don't want to discourage people, but those who are interested, they will get it. If you say it is difficult, if the person is interested, they will take it as a challenge. They get it. Nobody can stop them. Yes, it stops people who are not serious about it, who want to use it for strange experiences or entertainment or to get something useless, who are not really seekers. They are discouraged. Even seekers are discouraged. A lot of testing and trials happen, and only then they are given something. Purification is the highest part there. I mean, the most important part of being accepted as a disciple, especially in the independent tantra about which we are talking. If purification is not good, and they are not even told this word, they are not even introduced, like I told you so much about it, what it is. And it is completely kept a secret because purification has not happened. What will happen if that seeker is not pure enough? The definition of pure is very subjective here, very dependent on the guru or the path. Will he practice something and kill people or destroy things, destroy the worlds? And that is a possibility. But the chances are less than 1%. What really happens is the person who is not ready, who is not pure, destroys himself. First thing, idiot, impure, no knowledge, no qualities of the seeker. The person ends up destroying themselves. So that is more dangerous, isn't it? So the guru, because the guru is very kind and loving, protects the seeker by not telling it. Just like you protect your child by not giving him the matchstick or fire or 440 volt electrical thing to play. You don't. Anyhow, okay, that much. Hint is good for everybody. You need to show a little bit of progress. Not little bit, a lot of progress to become eligible for whatever I am calling independent tantra. Okay, next question. Radha is asking, how is it you might have experienced it? If you don't mind me asking. And no, I experienced nothing really. I started on this path and then I was sent to the path of knowledge because of the reasons I told. That my guru said, you are a complete idiot. You are a donkey. And you know nothing. Whatever you will do will cause only problems. So I had no other option but to study first. So whatever I came to know is from experiences of other people, nothing of my own. Anyhow, if I tell you something that I experienced this thing, that thing, great thing, and there is no evidence that it is true. There is no evidence that I am saying something true. How will you find out? So there are two kinds of people. One person will believe blindly whatever I tell them. I experienced this thing. I was here, I was there, I visited this dimension and whatever I know. I have this kind of superpower. And these people, they believe everything blindly. So a lot of destruction, isn't it? And there are the second kind is they disbelieve everything blindly. And they will say, he is lying, complete liar, does not look like tantric, cannot have all these abilities. They will say, show me. And obviously you cannot show. It is prohibited. Even if you have the powers and you cannot show it. It is not a monkey dance on the street. They will disbelieve you because you cannot produce the evidence. And in both cases, the progress does not happen. Actually, loss happens. Loss happens. The seeker or the person does not progress 1 inch. So, do not ask for experience of somebody else. Try to become eligible to get that experience. Get it yourself. Do not believe it. And do not disbelieve it also. You should be like a scientist here. A scientist is nothing but tantric only, limited to physical. They do not believe and they do not disbelieve. What do they believe? replication of the experiment. If they can replicate it, they say, yes, that is true. That means they need to experience it same way. Seeker is exactly the same. Okay, this is the information that there is some kind of astral state, there is some kind of dream which looks like waking dream. It is possible to fulfill all desires by sitting at one place. These are the claims, the seeker says. Now let me find out. Let me take the experience. He goes to the guru, obviously. You won't get it from books. In the book, you will get stories or techniques. Useless. So the seeker goes to the guru. And then the guru checks. Is the purification done? Are you ready? This is not path of knowledge, he will say. Path of knowledge is childish thing. This is tantric path. And so at least for 20, 30 years, preparation will be done. If the guru wants, if he sees the potential, otherwise rejected. Otherwise you will not even notice somebody is a guru there. Somebody has this ability. They are all hidden. So by luck or chance you find somebody. So you will be given experiences. You will be given the ability to get the direct experience of the various kinds of illusions. Who will do it? I think 1 in a million will take that kind of trouble. Why will they take that kind of trouble? Because that is what their life goal is. They are born for this. What are you born for? Examine. You don't even know why are you here. I am not laughing at people. I am laughing at the poor condition of spirituality. They want to hear all the stories, but they don't know why they are here. It is amazing. Those who are born for this, they are recognized, they are being helped. They will be helped even if they don't know it. They will be woken up like an alarm clock. Look, this is your path. You are the tantric. You have progressed till this point in the last life. Start here. Do this. Leave the job. Leave the family. Go there. Meet this. You see, they will be guided. So I don't know anybody like this. These are all stories. So find out for what you are here. And if you are really here for study of the illusion and the use of the illusion for the benefit of all, the guru will come to you. The guru will not tell you the stories of strange experiences. The guru will prepare you. The preparation is very difficult. You will say death is better than this. Hard work. So nobody really qualifies in the first attempt. Only information can be given. The information is such that all your delusions and your hopes are destroyed. And that is what was done in Tantra Bodhi. If the practice is given, it is given to show you how difficult it is. Anyhow, we are studying path of knowledge, so it's better not to go there. Nobody is ready for it. Many people are not ready for path of knowledge also. The preparation is happening. The preparation starts by cultivating qualities of the seeker and knowing the truth. First thing, you see, you need to know what is true, what is not. So you have taken the first step. That is the good news, isn't it? No need to get discouraged. You are already on the path. Now whatever happens, happens. So I'll give you the example of traffic awareness, isn't it? When you go to get the license in many countries, they will teach you how to drive and they will teach you the rules of the traffic and the dangers of bad driving and so on. Licensed people will not make you a great driver, race car driver. No. Their job is to spread the awareness and rules, traffic rules and so on. Why? Because it is good for you. You will save many lives and you will be saved yourself, most probably. So Tantra Bodhi program is like this, traffic awareness. If we tell you what not to do, what to do exactly, then we hand over a certificate. But it is not a license. That is the only difference. Now you will need to learn driving or you will need to prove that you are a good driver. Then you get license. It will take many lifetimes. So we are not in a hurry. Focus on your progress, not on Tantra or Tantrics or whatever happens in this illusion. Anything can happen here. You know that. If you disbelieve it, it's fine, because that is also okay. It's not supposed to happen, so it will not happen. You say, no problem. You can believe it, but simply by believing it, it won't start happening. That's the problem. So all we can do is focus on our spiritual evolution. The first step of the evolution is to know the truth, to select a proper path, to make good relations with gurus. Like I said, they won't appear to you if there is no, connection, contact. Like people in business, they know each other, so they can do business simply based on the trust of and that relation. I know you since 10 years, so yes, we can do this partnership, earn money. Same way, you need to make your connections in the spiritual field. Then you will start getting some hints. Who knows what, who does what, who teaches what. And you can see, and not many people are really interested in doing that kind of thing, which is, we call it a natural protection. There is natural protection. Mother Nature has protected people from entering this field, because initially it is mostly very risky, dangerous. Even the independent tantra that I'm talking about, which has almost zero risk, can be risky for some people who are not prepared. And the first thing is, all your blind beliefs are destroyed. The path of knowledge already destroys many beliefs, and the tantra will destroy everything actually, because it is very tangible. It is right in front of your eyes. It is not even intellectual. No need to use intellect. You will experience it. You will experience the illusion directly. So it is more powerful. There is no doubt about it. That is why the path of knowledge and the occult path are tied together. They go together. In ancient times, there was no difference between path of knowledge and occult. It was one path. It was simply knowledge. They never called it illusion or something, I think. Because if you are experiencing it, anything at all in front of you, you will not call it illusion. Anyhow, this much motivation should be enough for those who are listening. Think about it. It is not entertainment. It is not intellectual. It is not simply knowing the truth and abiding in the bliss. It is not like that. So you are on the easiest path right now. That means you are starting. I was also sent to this path because this is how everybody should start. So the only thing is, I dabbled more into it. You are completely new. That is the only thing. So that's why I don't teach it, because I am not permitted. I am permitted to teach only this much, that this is illusion. See it. That's all. Arvind is saying, although it is not related to the path of knowledge, but please, if you can briefly explain about Kundalini. Yes, sure. But instead of repeating everything, I'll give you the link. Because otherwise, what is the point of making all those videos if I need to explain everything? See, it is not bad to collect all this kind of information, because who knows? Probably it's not your path. The path of knowledge is not good for you. Who knows? Anyhow, you need to get this knowledge. But probably, maybe your life goal is Kundalini or Tantra or something else. So I have no problem at all. And the only problem that can happen is you forget the knowledge. You forget what is true. You forget who you are, what you are. And then you go into this kind of thing, which is completely destructive. And there are both videos in both Hindi and English. So I'm going to give you both. Because the English language is not made for Tantra or Kundalini. English language looks like a second-hand kind of language for that. So anyway, I'll give you both links. And here we can mix language, because this is not path of knowledge. Advaita is saying, the clarity I got from you about path of knowledge is more than what I searched for past 2 years. Very good. It is a sign that the path of knowledge has been successful, because probably I never say anything which is not already said by other gurus, other books. The only thing is, I know what problems a seeker can encounter on the path of knowledge, and I found solutions to those problems. That is why whatever I say is more accessible. It is not that you are Brahman, go home. It is not teaching like this, which is traditional. It is step by step, simple English. So anybody of an average intelligence gets it. Otherwise, it is same knowledge. If you got it, if it is clear, that means the path is successful for you. Now, once you understand this program, you will understand whatever you were searching before, whatever books and scriptures and gurus you listened to before coming here, you will access them all. That is the beauty of this program, that now everything will become accessible. By accessible, I mean instantly you will understand what is said there. So you will understand Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, even Bible and all these other books, religious books also, because they are saying the same thing. And then you will understand science and a lot of philosophy also. Interesting thing is, an important thing is, you will instantly recognize who is talking from knowledge and who is talking from ignorance. You will know that difference. But we do not judge. Yes, let them talk. At least they're talking something useful. You will be able to teach it. If you are really very clear about something, then it is very natural that you will be able to teach it. It is very natural. That's why I've given this kind of work to some people. Although I have not given them, I only ask them if you want to do it. Because they see instant improvement in their understanding if they start teaching. Radha is saying, yes, so through my experience, JK was tough to me, but now it seems so easy. Yes, sometimes it is a frequency mismatch only. Although they all are saying the same thing, sometimes the frequency matches with somebody else. It happens. That means, you see, success has happened. And if you know this thing, because this is fundamental, path of knowledge means A, B, C, D of spirituality. This is the start and this is the end also. Nothing more to know. But there is more in the illusion, isn't it? Illusion is also endless. So this is the beginning. If you want to dive into the illusion, this is the beginning. So you are prepared. You are being prepared. I cannot say everybody is prepared here. The key is very simple and very powerful. The key is awareness, not forgetting what you know. Key is awareness, which is a part of your program. Seeing the importance of it. It has been made a part of the program, although the path of knowledge gives you no practice. Hopefully there are no more questions, so we'll end today's meeting here. It was more like general knowledge, but I think that is also important for new seekers. And we'll meet next time. Thank you everybody for attending today's meeting. And namaste.